What if the weather outside was secretly increasing the workload on your heart? Not because it's hot, but because the air is wet. Have you ever stepped outside on a humid day and instantly felt exhausted? Like the air is thick, heavy, and you can't quite catch your breath. Your heart starts pounding in your chest, even though you're just walking to your car. That's not just a feeling of discomfort. It's a complex physiological response. It's your body's emergency systems kicking into high gear. Today, we're diving deep inside the human body to discover why high humidity turns your cardiovascular system into an overworked cooling machine, and why some experts are now calling extreme humidity one of the most underestimated environmental stressors for the heart. This is the hidden cardiac stressor you feel but might not understand. At this very moment, your body is a biological furnace. It's constantly generating heat. Every muscle you move, every beat of your heart, every single chemical reaction that keeps you alive produces thermal energy. To function, your body must maintain an incredibly stable core temperature, right around 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. This isn't a preference, it's a non-negotiable biological law. If your temperature rises by just a few degrees, the delicate proteins that run your cells begin to warp and malfunction. Your cells become stressed, and your organs begin to suffer. It's a dangerous state. So, to prevent this from ever happening, your body has evolved an extraordinary cooling system, a biological thermostat that works tirelessly to keep everything in perfect balance. When that internal thermostat detects a rise in temperature, it triggers your body's built-in air conditioner, sweat. Millions of tiny sweat glands spring into action, releasing a thin layer of moisture that spreads across your skin. But here's the critical part, the detail that changes everything. Sweat doesn't cool you simply because it's wet. The magic is in its disappearance. Sweat cools you because it evaporates. As each droplet of sweat transitions from a liquid to a gas, water vapor, it requires energy, and it pulls that energy in the form of heat directly from your skin. This process, evaporative cooling, is one of the most efficient ways to shed excess body heat and maintain that crucial 98.6-degree balance. It's a perfect system, as long as the air around you is willing to cooperate. Now, imagine the air around you is already packed with moisture. That's what humidity is, a measure of how much water vapor is currently suspended in the atmosphere. The higher the relative humidity, the less available space there is for any more water vapor. It's like trying to squeeze more passengers onto a completely full subway car during rush hour. There's simply no room. Your sweat glands are still working, pumping out moisture to your skin's surface, but the evaporation process slows to a crawl. The sweat has nowhere to go. It just sits there or drips off without performing its cooling function. This creates a dangerous paradox. You are sweating more, but cooling down less. Your body is trying to use its primary cooling tool, but the humid environment has effectively broken it. When this first line of defense fails, your cardiovascular system is called in as emergency support. Your brain recognizes that the core temperature is still rising, so it initiates a backup plan. Blood vessels near the surface of your skin begin to widen, a process called vasodilation. The goal is to redirect a larger volume of warm blood to the skin, allowing heat to radiate directly into the environment. But this creates a new, serious challenge. With so much blood being diverted to the skin, there's less blood circulating to your vital organs and your brain. This can cause a drop in blood pressure. To prevent this and to maintain adequate circulation everywhere else, your heart has only one option. It must pump harder and faster. This phenomenon is called cardiovascular drift.
Even if you're doing something simple, like walking, your heart rate will gradually climb higher and higher as your body temperature rises in the humidity. For every single degree your internal temperature increases, your heart can beat up to 10 additional times per minute. That means your heart's total workload can jump by 10 to 20% just from standing around on a humid day. And the situation gets even more precarious because of dehydration. As you sweat profusely in a desperate attempt to cool down, you're losing a significant amount of body fluid. If you don't replace these fluids quickly, your overall blood volume starts to decrease. Think about your heart trying to pump a thick, reduced volume fluid through your body. It's much harder work. With less circulating fluid, each heartbeat pumps a smaller amount of blood. This is called reduced stroke volume. To compensate and keep your organs supplied with oxygen, your heart rate must climb even further. This creates a vicious cycle, what some call the humidity spiral. The heat and humidity make you sweat. The sweating leads to dehydration. Dehydration reduces your blood volume, forcing your heart to work even harder, which in turn generates more heat. Your body is caught in a dangerous feedback loop, all driven by the moisture in the air. For a young, healthy individual, the body is remarkably adaptable and can usually handle this strain.
But for some people, the risks are far greater. Older adults are particularly vulnerable because the body's cooling systems naturally become less efficient with age. The same goes for anyone with a pre-existing heart condition, like coronary artery disease or high blood pressure. For them, the extra workload can trigger chest pain, arrhythmias, or even a heart attack. And there's another hidden risk: common medications. Things like beta blockers can decrease blood flow to the skin, hindering heat release. Diuretics, or water pills, can accelerate dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. Even some blood pressure medicines can reduce your sensation of thirst, making you less likely to stay hydrated when you need it most. This is why outdoor workers and athletes training in these conditions must be so careful. Their prolonged exposure and physical exertion dramatically multiply the strain. The good news is that you can work with your biology to protect your heart. The strategies are simple but vital. Stay hydrated before you feel thirsty. By the time you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. If you must be active, do it during cooler parts of the day, like the early morning or late evening. Wear light, loose-fitting, breathable clothing that allows air to circulate. Take frequent breaks in the shade or, ideally, in an air-conditioned space. And most importantly, you have to listen to your body. Pay close attention to the warning signs: dizziness, nausea, confusion, a rapid pulse, or any unusual shortness of breath. These aren't signs of weakness, they are your body's distress signals, and ignoring them can be dangerous. So let's bring it all together. Why does high humidity force your heart to work so much harder? It's a chain reaction. First, the moist air prevents your sweat from evaporating, disabling your body's main cooling system. Second, your body tries to compensate by widening blood vessels and sending more blood to the skin. Third, to maintain blood pressure and circulation to your vital organs, your heart is forced to pump faster and harder. And finally, the massive fluid loss from sweating can lead to dehydration, making your blood thicker and forcing your heart into an even higher gear. It's a remarkable reminder that your heart isn't just responding to what you eat or how much you exercise. It's constantly responding to the world around you. The weather forecast isn't just small talk, it's a report on the physiological demands you're about to face. It's a crucial piece of your health data. The air outside isn't just air, it's a critical variable in the equation of your well-being.